Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on, and talk about some books. You guys are gonna have to forgive the fading light that is inevitably gonna happen in this video because I really wanted to smash out one more video, like the filming of it before this evening is over. I'm trying to bulk set up things so that I'm ready to go for when I go to Australia and there's no lapse. And if you're interested, I've actually filmed an Australia TBR of all the books that I want to sort of check off my list while I'm there, which I'll link up above and down below for you to go and check out. Today, I wanna run you through some of the books that I want to read in spooky season because I wouldn't exactly call myself a seasonal reader, but there is just something about Halloween that gets me in the mood for some eerie, mystery, murder, creepy, Stephen King sort of books, and that is exactly what I am aiming to do this year, going all out with the whole spooky season. I've even done like green eyeshadow because that just green makes me think of like autumnal spooky things. I know for most people it's orange, for me it's green. And so without further ado, let's run through some of the books because my camera's running out of battery. So I'm starting this with a recent acquisition, which is Velvet Was the Night by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is supposed to be really vibey, very like film noir, just orange, dark, mysterious. I'm going to be reading you guys the blurbs for all of these books because I don't know what they're about because I haven't read them myself. So it says Mexico in the 1970s is a dangerous country, even for Maita, a secretary who spends her life seeking the romance found in cheap comic books and ignoring the activists protesting around the city. When her next door neighbor, the beautiful art student Leonora, disappears under suspicious circumstances, Maita finds herself searching for the missing woman and journeying deeper into Leonora's secret life of student radicals and dissidents. Mexico in the 1970s is a politically fraught land even for Elvis, a goon with a passion for rock and roll, love the symmetry there, who knows more about kidney smashing than intrigue. When Elvis is assigned to find Leonora, he begins a blood-soaked search for the woman and his soul. Swirling in parallel trajectories, Maita and Elvis attempt to discover the truth behind Leonora's disappearance, encountering hitmen, government agents, and Russian spies. Because Mexico in the 1970s is a noir, where life is cheap and the price of truth is high. This just feels super vibey, super mysterious. Silvia Moreno Garcia is supposed to be an amazing sort of descriptive writer, so I'm keen. The second book that I want to pick up this spooky season is Alice by Christina Henry. This is sort of an Alice in Wonderland retelling with a very creepy, spooky twist. In a warren of crumbling buildings and desperate people called the Old City, there stands a hospital with cinder block walls which echo with the screams of the poor souls inside. In the hospital, there is a woman. Her hair, once blonde, hangs in tangles down her back. She doesn't remember why she's in such a terrible place, just a tea party long ago and long ears and blood. Then one night, a fire at the hospital gives the woman a chance to escape, tumbling out of the hole that imprisoned her, leaving her free to uncover the truth about what happened to her all those years ago. Only something else has escaped with her, something dark, something powerful. And to find the truth, she will have to track this beast to the very heart of the old city where the rabbit waits for his Alice. So yeah, super vibey, super spooky, definitely has that symmetry with Alice in Wonderland, the symbolism there of the rabbit and the long ears and the time and the tea and everything like that. So can't wait. Another recent purchase, and this one is actually from when I went to Yalk, so I'll link the vlog where I did that up above and down below for you to check out, and that is The Last Girl by Goldy Moldavsky. This is supposed to be a sort of love letter to the horror movie genre. So as for what it's about, it says, when it comes to horror movies, the rules are clear. Avoid abandoned buildings, warehouses, and cabins. Stay together, don't split up, not even to check something out. And if there's a murderer on the loose, do not make out with anyone. New girl Rachel Chavez turns to horror movies for comfort, preferring them to the rich kids of her fancy New York high school. But then Rachel is recruited by the Mary Shelley Club and its terrifying fear tests. Elaborate pranks inspired by urban legends and horror movies. What starts out as fun soon turns deadly as Rachel's past catches up with her, and this is one game that she can't afford to lose. So, fascinating, can't wait. And of course, I can't do spooky season without reading my first ever Stephen King novel, and this time it is a collection of short stories called If It Bleeds. Blurb says, following a horrific explosion at a school, Holly Gibney of the Finders Keepers detective agency notices something suspicious about the TV reporter who was first on the scene. In this riveting title story, Holly sets out to discover what he is hiding in her first solo crime case. Dancing alongside this standalone sequel to The Outsider are 3 more irresistible long stories. Mr. Harrigan's phone sees young Craig introduce a curmudgeonly retired businessman to the wonders of the smartphone. The Life of Chuck is a 3-act life story told in reverse order about a man whose face appears on a billboard, and Rat sees a struggling author head to a remote cabin in the woods of North Maine where a deal-making rodent offers him a life-changing pact. Could you get more intriguing? Then to break up the spooky with a bit of light-hearted but witchy romance, we've got the Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. I've had this for ages. I think I bought this last spooky season with the intention to read it next time, so I'm finally doing that. And what it is about is Vivian Jones handled the biggest breakup of her life the way that any witch would: vodka, bubble baths, and a curse on her ex. That was 9 years ago. Now Rhys Penhallow, descendant of the town's founders, breaker of hearts and still irritatingly gorgeous, is back. Rhys has returned to the quaint town of Graves Glen to recharge the ley lines and make an appearance at the annual fall festival. But when his every move results in calamity, Vivi realizes that hexing her ex might not have been so harmless after all. As the curse starts to affect the magic of the town, resulting in murderous wind-up toys, an outraged ghost, and a surprisingly talkative cat, Vivi and Rhys must put their personal feelings aside and work together to break the curse and save not just the town but also Rhys's life. So second chance romance, bit of enemies to lovers maybe, sounds super fun, can't wait. Then we have another recent purchase in My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I was about to say Ashley Herring Blake, but no, that's Delilah Green Doesn't Care, different book. This is really big, I think, on TikTok at the moment. I wouldn't know, I'm not huge on book talk, but it's supposed to be really good. So as for what it's about, it says 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. 10 years after graduation, Jessica Miller has planned her triumphant return to Southern elite Duckett University, down to the envious whispers that are sure to follow in her wake. Everyone is going to see the girl she wants them to see. Confident, beautiful, indifferent. Not the girl she was when she left campus back when Heather Shelby's murder fractured everything, including the tight bond linking the 6 friends she'd been closest to since freshman year. But not everyone is ready to move on. Not everyone left Duckett 10 years ago, and not everyone can let Heather's murder go unsolved. Someone is determined to trap the real killer, to make the guilty pay. When the 6 friends are reunited, they will be forced to confront what happened that night, and the year's worth of secrets each of them would do anything to keep hidden. Told in racing dual timelines with a dark campus setting and a darker look at friendship, love, obsession, and ambition, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife is an addictive, propulsive read you won't be able to put down. So just the hype around it had me already wanting to read it, plus I think the title and the cover is just super eye-catching. So yeah, this is the next one. And of course, I couldn't do a spooky season TBR without picking up the one book that has been absolutely major on TikTok to the point of getting this author's backlist published by Tor Books, I think it is, and of course that is the Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. This is an edition that I again picked up at Yalk. I couldn't tell you sort of what version of it is, whether it's like Waterstones or something. It doesn't have sprayed edges or anything, but I think it's beautiful. As for what it's about, I'm going to read you the blurb, but it's inside the book, so I'm just cutting off half my face here. It says, "Welcome to the Alexandrian Society. When the world's best magicians are offered an extraordinary opportunity, saying yes is easy. Each could join the secretive Alexandrian Society, whose custodians guard lost knowledge from ancient civilizations. Their members enjoy a lifetime of power and prestige, yet each decade only 6 practitioners are invited to fill 5 places. Contenders Libby Rhodes and Nico Di Verona are inseparable enemies, cosmologists who can control matter with their minds. Parisa Kamali is a telepath who sees the mind's deepest secrets. Raina Mori is a naturalist who can perceive and understand the flow of life itself. And Callum Nova is an empath who can manipulate the desires of others. Finally, there's Tristan Kane, whose powers mystify even himself." Following recruitment by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, they travel to the Society's London headquarters. Here, each must study and innovate within esoteric subject areas. And if they can prove themselves over the course of a year, they'll survive. Most of them. So I couldn't not finally pick this up, and I waited till spooky season before I did because this is supposed to be really good, and it's a good dark academia. Apparently there's a bit of romance too, which we love to see. So yeah, this is the final book in my spooky season TBR. So sorry for the kind of racy video, but this is my spooky season TBR. I wanted to get this film before my camera ran out of battery, and I knew that I wouldn't have time to charge it without losing the light. It was the whole thing. It's getting dark and creepy and spooky, which I think is the perfect time to film a spooky season TBR. So this is what I'm planning to read over the months of September, October, and November. Let me know down below if you have your own spooky season TBR figured out, what you're planning on reading. If you've read any of these books, love them, hated them, love to chat to you guys in the comments down below. Tell me all about it, and I do my best to reply to every single comment. I really hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please let me know by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell all down below. It is a super easy way to help my channel grow, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. And my camera is out of battery, it's official. Bye.